So my wife and I are going on a Halloween cruise on Celebrity, and we're thinking about maybe doing a January 2024 cruise with them as well. And that got me thinking, hey, I don't have a tips and tricks video for Celebrity cruises on my whole channel. It's time to rectify that situation right now. Hi everyone, Rob from Sea-kers, and welcome to our channel. We are so happy to have you here today. And today we're talking everything about Celebrity. I want to give you all the information you're going to need to know if you are even contemplating a Celebrity cruise. So let's think about Celebrity as a whole, right? Celebrity, what is their brand? Well, their brand, they like to call it as modern luxury. Well, it's not a true quote-unquote luxury cruise line. It's what I would consider what I like to call a premier cruise line. It's definitely an elevated cruise line versus the mainstream cruise lines. And they are going to provide you an elevated experience. And when you start to kind of include some of their promo packages that you can get when you book a Celebrity cruise, it's getting more and more to that all-included concept, right? Matter of fact, the name of their promo is all included. So you get really close to that luxury level of service, but there are still some things that you're going to have to kind of pay extra for on a Celebrity cruise, which you will never kind of see on a luxury cruise line, just to kind of get that kind of cleared away. But Celebrity, it definitely does push the luxury envelope and get you really close to that kind of luxury cruise feel. But these ships are also kind of big too. The luxury lines tend to be a lot smaller ships too. The one thing though you will definitely not feel on a Celebrity cruise line is some of the kind of stuffiness that you might feel on some of the luxury cruise lines. And their demographics are definitely changing. The demographics of Celebrity used to be a little bit of an older crowd, more along the baby boomers, but now you're going to see a lot more Gen Xers on there. You're going to also see some millennials. It's definitely kind of coming down the age level of Celebrity. So you're going to see a little bit more activity, a little bit more nightlife on Celebrity than you used to. So basically what you're getting here is people who really do want that elevated cruise experience, but with a little more dash of energy. So if you're going on Celebrity, one of the very first things you're going to want to do is to download the app. Now, if you're from Royal Caribbean, this app is going to have a lot of look and feel that you're very familiar with. The Royal Caribbean app and the Celebrity app looks like it was developed by the same exact person. It's basically going to let you know exactly what's happening on the ship at any given time. You're going to be able to peruse menus to see if you want to go to the main dining room for dinner that evening. You're going to be able to see what kind of drinks are available at what bars. It's a really good app to have. Now, if you're kind of a person that doesn't like to use the app to figure out what you want to do for the day, they still deliver the paper daily planners at your cabin every night, so you still have that available for you. Now, there is one other cool special feature about this app on Celebrity. If you happen to be going on an Edge class ship, that's the Edge, the Beyond, and the Apex right now, and pretty soon the Ascent, you will be able to use your app to kind of control the lighting in your room at any given time, as well as the TV, as well as the temperature in your room. And this can be done anywhere within the ship. So if you're just kind of about ready to go to your room and you want to cool it down before you get there, you can do that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with Celebrity is the dress code. A lot of people are worried about when they move to a premier line from a mainstream line about the dress code. They're worried that it's going to be just too formal. Well, Celebrity, it's really not bad at all. Think of the cruise line's dress code and what you're going to see people wearing as very much like a resort casual type of feel. Some people like to call that smart casual. It's definitely not going to be too dressy, but the one thing you do have to understand is during the dinner time in the dining rooms. Men, you're not going to be allowed to wear shorts. It's just not allowed. They'll let you get by with it on the first night, especially since they don't know when your luggage is going to be delivered to your cabin. So on the first night, you might be able to slide by with a nice pair of golf shorts, but in general, they will send you back if you're wearing shorts to put on some slacks. And they don't have a formal night as well. They have something called evening chic, where basically you're going to see men wearing blazers and maybe a nice button down and some slacks. Sometimes you even might see them in a suit, or even yet, you might see some in tuxedos. So it's a wide range. Same thing with the women, right? The women, some of them are going to be wearing just a nice sundress or maybe a pair of slacks and a nice blouse, while some will be wearing an evening gown, or some might be wearing a nice evening dress. It's going to be across the range, but basically it's just very typical of what you see nowadays on cruising. It's just not as stuffy anymore. In general, don't sweat the dress code. The only thing you really just got to remember is, guys, don't wear shorts in the evening. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice right away on a celebrity cruise is the elevated level of dining and food quality on the ship. Let's first talk about what is included with your fare. You're going to get your main dining room food. You're going to get your buffet food. The main dining room in different classes of ship works a little different, and I'll get into that. As well as the buffet, some things have changed since January of this year, so we'll talk about that too. The buffet's name is Ocean View Cafe. It's a great buffet. It really is. It's in a perfect place of the ship. It's got wonderful views, beautiful glass, and there's also a really cool thing too where you can actually go out to the stern of the ship and eat your food and have just wonderful views. I really like the Ocean View Cafe. What I don't like is what they changed recently in January 2023. What's happened is during dinner service has been heavily cut back on Celebrity in the buffet. It's just not as much offerings as it used to be. And sometimes you don't want to put on a pair of slacks and you just want to go run up to the buffet and grab something to eat for dinner. You're going to be a little disappointed. So just take that in mind. And there has been a lot of complaints to Celebrity about this. I'm really hoping they're going to kind of reverse course on this and kind of bring back the original dinner buffet. Now, on the Edge class ships, the one thing you're going to need to know about the main dining room experience there, it's going to be different. Instead of one large main dining room, there is going to be 4 different restaurants. They're going to be more themed restaurants. One's going to be a French theme, and one's going to be more of an Italian theme, and one's going to have a Mediterranean feel. There's going to be just different types of feels to it, and those menus are going to be static. Each one's going to have the typical classic Celebrity fares, as well as some menu items that are kind of geared toward the theme of the restaurant. But those items do not change throughout the course of the cruise. You're not going to have this dynamic menu that you might have been familiar with and used to in the old main dining room experience. Now, some of the other included foods that you're going to see on Celebrity, you're going to have the masked grill, of course, where you're going to be able to get your burgers and your fries and that type of fare. You're also going to have the Cafe by the Solarium, which is just a wonderful location to kind of get more of more healthier foods that you want, right? So you can get a lot of the fresh juices. You're going to have smaller bites with, just a more healthy flair to them. And there's going to be all sorts of ice cream locations that you can get some ice cream at. The one's called Scoops. It's just a good location where you can just get some quick desserts. And another real cool place to get something to eat is Cafe El Baccio. So Cafe El Baccio is a great location. It does have specialty coffee. So if you are not on one of the drink packages, you're not going to be able to get that included in your fare. But if you do have the all-included package, Cafe El Baccio regular specialty coffees and teas are included. If you want some alcohol in there, you're going to have to be on the premium package. But the pastries, the baked goods, the desserts, all those things at Cafe El Baccio is included in your cruise fare. So definitely, if you're feeling something sweet, go down to Cafe El Baccio and grab a sweet. It is included in your fare. Now, of course, every cruise line does have room service, but Celebrity recently has kind of changed up how room service works. It used to be fully included. Now there is a $9.95 fee, and they're going to add a service charge on top of that as well. So I guess you would consider the fee as a delivery charge, and the gratuity is for the person actually doing the delivery. Okay, whatever, but it is what it is right now, folks. The only thing that is still included in your cruise fare is your continental breakfast. So basically, if the food's warm, you're gonna get charged. If it's not, for the breakfast time, you'll just still have that as included in your fare. Now, there's also some things to know about dining time. On the older ships, the Solstice class ships and the Millennial class ships, they do still have the 3 different options for your dining time. You have your early dining and your late dining, which is usually 6 and 8 p.m. Then they have what is also known as Celebrity Select, which is basically an open time. You go to the restaurant when you want to go, and they'll find a spot for you. Now, on Edge class ships, there is no more traditional dining, and this is mainly because of those 4 themed restaurants that we kind of talked about before. So you don't know what you want that night, so they're not going to force any specific location. There's no specific table, so everything is open seating. Everything is Celebrity Select. When you're hungry, pick which kind of restaurant you want to go to that night, swing on by there. Usually, again, within 10 to 15 minutes, you're sitting down. So now let's talk a little bit about the different types of cabins that you can find on Celebrity, because it is a little different. But before I get into that, I would love to just ask each and every one of you folks who are not currently a Cruise Seekers crew member, yep, That's you folks that are not subscribed just yet. Think about subscribing and turn that little notification bell on. It's so appreciated by us, and we thank you so much for doing it. When you do turn on that little notification bell on, you do get notified when we put out new content. So basically, if you like videos about cruising, think about subscribing and turn that notification bell on. It is, again, very appreciated by us. Thank you so much. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the cabin types on Celebrity. Now, you're going to have your typical normal cabin types. You're going to have your insides, you're going to have your ocean views, you're going to have your verandas, and you're going to have your suites. The one interesting thing with Celebrity, you're going to have a couple of these what I call intermediary cabins, where basically they're taking the veranda and they're going to stack some added benefits to that veranda stateroom. Those two cabin categories are called concierge class and aqua class. With concierge class, you're going to get some nice little extra amenities. You're going to get a concierge that you can go to instead of going to the guest services area or to the excursion desk, just to straighten out and keep things easy on your cruise. You're also going to get a nice little bottle of wine when you get into your cabin. Actually, I think it's sparkling wine, but you can ask for more sparkling wine whenever you want in your cabin, which is another nice little perk. You also get an embarkation day lunch. Again, little perks added on top. With the aqua class though, think of that as sort of like the spa class rooms that you'll see on other cruise lines, but the really added benefit that you get on Celebrity is access to a restaurant dedicated only to aqua class guests, and that's called Blue, which is just another wonderful added benefit other than just the thermal suite or Persian Gardens, depending upon the ship that you are on. Alrighty, since we're talking about cabin types with Celebrity, let's kind of answer to the elephant in the room, and that is the Infinite Veranda. The Infinite Veranda definitely has a love-hate relationship in the Celebrity cruise community. Some people love it, some people hate it. Reason why some people love it is that you get extra cabin space. You get these beautiful floor to ceiling views of the ocean from your room. On the bad side is you really do lose your veranda. You don't have a specific dedicated area separated from your cabin to experience the ocean on your own. It's just you don't have it anymore, folks. What you do have is a window that will come down to allow you to get some sea air, depending if the captain is allowing you to at that time, because it can be locked out depending upon wind conditions, depending upon weather. You might not be able to move that window down. The other drawback when it comes to this window is when you do bring it down, it shuts off the air conditioning completely in your cabin. So you can't be out on the outside and enjoying the sea air while your cabin mate is on the inside enjoying a nice cool cabin with the door shut. Can't be done. Once that window goes down, off goes the air conditioning, everybody gets warm. Whether you like the Infinite Veranda or not, this is something you're going to have to make a decision on with the Edge class ships. There are options though for verandas, real verandas, and that is of course getting a suite. And then there's two other options. There's the Sunset Veranda and the Porthole Verandas. But again, there's not many of them, or you're going to pay a premium with the suite. The other really interesting thing that you'll find on a Celebrity cruise that you won't find anywhere else is some really innovative, interesting venues. From Eden on the Edge class ships to the Celebrity Central locations to the theaters in the Round to these beautiful locations and bars and areas to sit. Celebrity's venues are really beautiful and tailor-made to each experience. Matter of fact, a lot of the venues have their own special vibe. The Martini Bar really is known as the, heart of a Celebrity cruise ship, and they really made it truly the heart on the Edge class ships, putting it smack dab in the middle of the main atrium. It's just a great place to kind of hang out, watch the flair bartenders do their thing with their juggling and making their martinis and the martini, you would call them fountains when they start pouring them out. It's just a great place. There's just wonderful vibes all across the ship and just different feels, always music going on. You will be extremely impressed with the different venues that you have available to you on Celebrity. It's just a different class from anything else you've experienced. Another cool thing what you'll find on Celebrity is if, say, you want to try Celebrity and you were a Royal Caribbean customer, you have this thing called reciprocal loyalty, which is amazing. If you are, say, a Diamond member on Royal Caribbean and you want to give Celebrity a try, well, you'll be an Elite member when you go on a Celebrity cruise. Or if you are just a Platinum member on Royal Caribbean, you will become a Select member on Celebrity. This is vice versa too. If you're a Celebrity person and you want to give Royal Caribbean a try, they do the same thing in just the opposite way. So it's a great thing to have. You get all the perks and the benefits of those tiers tier levels no matter which cruise line you decide to go on. The celebrity ones has great tiers for elite and for select. You get discounts, you get all sorts of little perks. Definitely, it's a great thing. I wish more cruise lines do this with their sister cruise lines, but they don't. Celebrity and Royal Caribbean are doing it right. That's a great thing what you get here. Now, when you book a celebrity cruise, you're going to be able to book your cabin in one of two ways. You can book it with fare only, cruise fare only, or you can add the all-included package. The all-included package is great if you're a type of person that does like to cruise with Wi-Fi and with the drink package. The all-included includes your drink package, a classic drink package, and the basic Wi-Fi package, unlimited amount of time, as well as the crew gratuities incorporated in the bundled together. So it's a great package. It's a wonderful package. It will save you money if you like to cruise like this. Now, there used to be a time when Celebrity offered a couple other packages when you were to book your cruise. It was called the Elevate package and the Indulge package. Those are no longer in existence, so you just can't do it anymore. But I do like this because now you can just upgrade what you want specifically. If you want to upgrade your Wi-Fi package, fine. Call your travel agent or Celebrity and just upgrade that. Or you want to upgrade your drink package, fine, do that. You don't have to upgrade your Wi-Fi too. So it gives you more control of your money. So to me, that's just a great idea on Celebrity to do that, to get rid of those other things. I like more control. Now, the best way to save money when you book your Celebrity cruise is, a few different ways. One, book an inside cabin. They are great prices for Celebrity cruises. They tend not to go very fast on a Celebrity cruise because it is an elevated cruise experience and people tend to want a little bit better rooms or suites or verandas or infinite balconies. So the inside cabins tend to stay around for a while, so you can get really good deals on them. Take a look at them. The next thing you're going to want to do is really kind of take a look at that all-included package. That all-included package is a good deal, especially if you like to cruise with Wi-Fi and with the drinks package. It will save you money when you compare it to other cruise lines that you have to purchase those things a la carte. Another thing you're going to want to do is purchase your next cruise when you're on Celebrity. It's a great way to give you some extra onboard credit and also a lower down payment. And finally, if you're thinking about purchasing an all-included cruise, talk to a good travel agent. They tend to have very good rates for their group cruises. Celebrity makes all travel agents, when they make these groups, include the all-included package in there. So you not only you get a lower rate for the overall fare, but you also get the all-included benefit. So it kind of just adds on and it makes it really a huge savings. I've seen at times people save hundreds of dollars by going to a good travel agent and booking within a group. I, for one, have a great cruise deal that you can take a look right there for a Celebrity cruise in October on the Equinox. Take a look at it. That one will save you $1,200 versus the Celebrity website. So yeah, there are great deals to be had through travel agents for group cruises with the all-included package. So there you go, folks. That's our tips and tricks for Celebrity cruises. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please think about giving it a big thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. If you have any comments about Celebrity cruises, if you want to talk about your last Celebrity cruise experience, leave it down below. We love seeing comments and we love engaging with you in the comment thread. Finally, again, if you have not become a member of the Cruise Seekers crew, think about subscribing and turn that notification bell on. It is so appreciated. So until we talk again next time, folks, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.